Well, this park is a place where, well, it's next to Rosbrat, which is over there, between those two buildings that I'm focusing on now, or focusing on now you might say, is a way to where we used to live 6 years ago. My kids, when they were little, they used to run around in this park. There's only a slight difference that now, unfortunately, it says private terrain, no entry. So the swings and roundabouts have all been taken away. Don't know where they've gone, if they've gone anywhere else. But this territory now has been stolen from the people that used to be a park, and obviously given to some kind of developer. There's a playground over there. It's now locked, I can't get in. Somebody's written here, "Give us our park back." Yeah, it's soul destroying. Here are signs up saying who gave our park away, on the buildings next to it. Other ones about it there, which have been moved up. Obviously that some people don't really like protests, so they've taken the protest banners and sort of like flopped them over. I don't know if they reached up with a stick and did it, I don't know, maybe the wind did it. Anyway, it's blocked there, it's blocked there, it's blocked at the other side. They've got people in green jackets doing some kind of work on it, but seems to me that it's not for the people anymore. Give us our park back, absolutely. It's all too easy, isn't it, to take away people's green spaces that they need to live, and there's more. Even quite some way back from the park, there are more protest banners hanging from balconies. We're not giving up our space. So, not so good. A rather negative and sad aspect to Warsaw life that I'm focusing on in this video, but I wish I knew a place where I could ask you all to go and sign a petition or something, but I don't think they've got it that organised yet. It's just at the level of a few people that don't know what more to do than to write on sheets that the children's park has been stolen away and let people know about it. But I'm actually shocked. It doesn't happen that often in Poland, but when it does, they just go in and they do what they like. So that's the town. That's probably corrupt people in the town, trying to make a little bit of money for their own vast salaries by selling what belongs to people. Very sad, really, when I think I can still remember pushing prams around and pushchairs around in that space. Now I'm not allowed to go in there anymore. Well, we're here in Warsaw. This is the world famous Palace of Culture, seen from one of the few buildings of the same height. There's Warsaw's, one of Warsaw's main streets anyway, the Jerusalem Avenue as it's called. And we're in the 40th floor panorama bar in the Marriott, which claims to be the largest, or not the largest, the highest, the tallest, the highest bar, hotel bar in Europe. And we're here in the presence, if I can zoom out of you a little bit, of Alan Heath, that well-known YouTube face with 3 channels, Alan Heath 1, Alan Heath 2 and Alan Heath 3, a regular on my channel. And yesterday Alan here in Warsaw took part in a riot, and I'd like to hear a little bit about what sparked that riot and how it all came to pass, and whether there were any injured.
Well, it was a re-enactment of the riots that took place here during martial law period. It was the 30th anniversary of the imposition of martial law on the 13th of December 1981. And what happened then was when the communists tried to clamp down on the certain liberties which had been granted the previous year, 31st of August 1980, and so the imposition of martial law, theoretically the excuse given or suggested at the time was to stop a Soviet invasion. Maybe that's for a subject for another conversation. What happened yesterday was a reenactment of the riots that actually took place. So during the day there was an exhibition of police and Zomo, the paramilitary police cars. Well, in fact there was 4 of them, so it wasn't a very big exhibition, didn't take a lot of time to see. But in the evening what they did was they had these actors, or people, I actually did something like this myself. I took part in things related to the Civil War, the British Civil War, which was from 1640 to 1648.
That was the one with Cromwell in it?
Cromwell, yeah.
Okay.
I was a Roundhead.
Were you?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I was like 16 years old. I took part in things like that.
Okay.
And so they do the same sort of thing, but for the communist period. And so some people were dressed up as Zomo, the paramilitary police. There's a couple who were dressed up as policemen, normal policemen, or citizens' police, as it was then called, Militia Obywatelska. And other people were normal people, sort of protesters. So it started off with somebody who was handing out leaflets, and the police come up to him, they try to arrest him, and the crowd attacked the police, and then the police cleared off, and then Zomo turned up and all started throwing stones and things like that. You can see it all on my channel.
But you didn't get the chance to actually join in and throw a few stones at the police as well. It was just the actors, so they weren't real stones probably either.
No, they weren't real stones. They were bits of tin foil, sort of.
Okay.
Folded up. I saw that later. But they would travel a little bit of distance. Now.
So if anybody had actually wanted to join in a bit, then that wouldn't have been really welcomed. I
tried to walk a bit close, and one of the Boy Scouts who was there on duty politely asked me if I wouldn't mind going back to where I was standing. So,
right, I see. They were a little bit worried in case it kicked off a bit then in the crowd.
Probably.
Well, if it had happened in London, they would have had good reason to be worked on. I mean, anybody start to trigger anything like that. I mean, probably reenactments of riots are probably not on at all at the moment in London, because they never know. It's a bit like a tinderbox now, isn't it? They never know it's going to start up again, you know. So if your name's Wat Tyler, then you don't have an awful lot to do around there at the moment. So at least not legally anyway. So, but you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very good. I mean, it was a bit different from the real thing. I was in 2 riots. But the first one, which was in Gdynia on the 31st of August 1982, and I was also in the second one, which took place on the 10th. Oh, sorry, got that date there. No, 11th.
But you didn't have any Boy Scouts
October
back then
82.
to tell you to get back in the
No Boy Scouts stopping you. There were plenty of Zomo there to stop you, but there was no Boy Scouts.
But did you actually chuck any stones at them?
Well,
am I allowed to ask that?
I was an observer, put it that way.
An observer, right? Okay.
Yeah, got a little bit carried away, but I mean, it was the done thing to do. So
well, I mean, it would have been almost antisocial, not to have lobbed a half brick or something.
Yeah, you want to join in and show that.
Yeah, that's right. You want to show solidarity.
And
to coin a phrase.
Yeah, and you're a tourist. You want to do what the locals do.
Well, that's right. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Yeah. Mind you, they lob bits of marble at the police there, don't they?
So what actually there happened, there was certain, last night, I mean, they did have a little bit of play gas, and had these play stones made out of tin foil, and but they did have 1 or 2 of these things which made a bit of a noise, like these cracker things. I don't know what they are.
Cracker jacks?
Yeah, cracker jacks.
Was it Friday?
No,
it's not Friday, it's 5 o'clock.
And it was cracker jack.
Yeah.
The real things, what they had, the difference I would say is this, is that the real thing was much noisier. Much noisier, and it was much more violent. Obviously, I mean, it's very difficult when you're playing to get a bit of genuine violence in.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, obviously, the crowds were much bigger then.
Yeah.
The weapons that they were the gas. Last night when they had the gas and people were just sort of standing in it. I mean, you couldn't do it then. The gas was really strong. I mean, it didn't dissipate.
So you've actually been tear gassed before?
Yes, I've been tear gassed. Yeah.
What's it like?
Being tear gassed.
Yeah.
It's not very pleasant. It's the first time I was tear gassed was when I was in the army. Everybody had to go in the gas chamber, and they make you take your gas mask off. And
you're allowed to say that?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. then you're supposed to say a name, rank, and number. Then they told you to run as far as you can, just to get the gas off you. But I mean, the exercises using tear gas, and there were even exercises when you thought it was tear gas, but it turned out it wasn't. But it wasn't the same. That gas here, it was totally different.
They didn't use real tear gas yesterday.
No.
Well, it's the cutbacks, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not fun, really.
It's the cutbacks. I mean, everybody's got to live on a shoestring budget now. They can't afford it to use. And they could have used tasers on you yesterday.
Well, yeah, but
it wouldn't have been. It would have been a little bit of an anachronism.
Well, I was watching though. I wasn't actually.
What they should actually do, and I think this is a pity that they didn't think of it. They should have actually reenacted the riots of the Solidarity period, but using modern artillery. So they should have like modern riot shields, modern Zomo, modern CS gas, and like tasers and what have you. And use them on the actors.
Tasers, the only thing that's really changed because all the other stuff is very similar.
Well, they didn't have see-through. They didn't have see-through riot shields, did they?
Yes, they did. Then.
Yeah. They already had see-through riot shields.
Yeah, it was see-through riot shields, and the plexi riot shields. Apparently, so I'm told. I'm only from the yesterday. I mean, they're not as good as the ones that have these days. But I mean, I had, for example, my gerbil cage had a plexi cover. I mean, it wasn't made of.
I know what they could have done. I know what they didn't do then that they could have done. That they could have done yesterday. They could have had a kettling.
What's that?
You know what a kettling is?
No.
You must know. They had a kettling. No.
You want a cup of tea? You put a kettle on.
It's got nothing to do with kettles in the kitchen. It's where the police actually cordon you off, and they make you basically sit down for longer than you ever intended to sit down. So they say, you know, at the end they basically use your own body against you because they make you need to go to the toilet and not have anywhere to go. So you end up like walking home with your cakes peppered and what have you.
Yeah.
That's the main, the very sophisticated way in which rioters are usually dealt with in this day and age. They basically cordon an area off and they don't let people go, and they let people go in dribs and drabs, and they basically make it so that you've almost got no room to stand or sit, and you can't go to the toilet or anything, and you're just sort of hemmed in. It's called kettling.
Okay, right, no, I know that, but what I can say of other riots, I was in the student riots in France.
I mean, if you want to go on a riot these days, you've got to wear a nappy. You've got to actually get an incontinence thingy from the chemist shop.
Together, that would probably put the police off, and then the police would have to think of somewhere. And I mean, it's the same for the police as well.
Well, I mean, I suppose if people that were expecting to be kettled actually were ready and psychologically prepared to get kettled, to then do the dump and then just fling it at the police, actually make like mud bombs from it and fling it at the police, it would certainly turn the kettling technique a little bit against them, wouldn't it? But they haven't really got that far yet with anti.
They've got to work on that one.
Yeah.
They've probably given some ideas.
Counter anti-protest measures. Actually, when kettled, make mud bombs from your own feces and throw them at the police. That's not my official advice of the Usenet Post channel, but it's just an idea that was going through my mind.
And it's certainly come from me, because I never heard.
That's right. Okay. So, anything more to add about the yesterday's riot?
Well, okay. So, other than how it differed from the real thing was the first thing I said, the noise. The noise was totally different. But they brought some slogans. Now, one of the slogans they missed, which I can recall very clearly. So, they had things like peaceful demonstration. The Gestapo was what they normally shouted at the Zomo, and things related to down with communism. It sounds better actually. It's in Polish, and Jaruzelski will hang.
Yeah.
And
well, he didn't hang though, did he?
He didn't. No. Well, maybe.
Was he actually a guest of honour at this?
He could have turned up. He didn't even have to change.
He could have been brought on there. An actor that was dressed up to look like him with the old dragonfly glasses could have been brought on and say, "Oh no, I won't."
See, he lives Ithaca. It's if you know where the American ambassador lives.
Yeah, he lives up by Kulikania, doesn't he? By the rabbit hutch.
Yeah, so he could have come without any problems at all.
Yes, he could have easily gone there.
He
might have actually been in the crowd, just looking on, just in dark glasses. Mind you, that would have given the game away because he always used to wear them.
Maybe he wasn't wearing dark glasses.
Maybe he wasn't wearing glasses, and that was his disguise. Yes, so shouldn't mock the afflicted, should we really? But mind you, he deserves it. So
anyway, when they all went home. Now, I did have I saw one. He had a model of one of these grenade launcher things.
Nice.
And he let me have a
launch.
Did you have a launch?
Did you launch a grenade?
He let me. No, he didn't. It didn't launch a grenade, so they wouldn't let me do something like that.
No.
But
there's always limits placed on people's fun.
Launch a grenade.
Yes.
That's very easy.
Yeah.
You just sort of got a grenade. You've got an attachment on the end of your weapon when you've got a magazine.
This is going to get this film banned. They're telling people how to launch a terrorist there. Okay. There could be those wasabi people might be watching, so you want to watch it. Okay. Well, I can't think of anything more to say, so we'll just have a kind of artistic close, looking out the window again for this lovely view. Zooming up onto it a little bit. And cut to the elegant red candle. And that's a cut.